Okay, guys, we're back, and once again, thanks for tuning in and being patient with me and putting up with me in my effort to create my channel. Today, we're going to make a blue line flag for a customer. Basically, we're going to start out with a basic American flag that we have here. Uh, Sorry for the fuzzy screen, but it's video of my screen. So, what I start off with is a SVG file, American flag. These can be found on the internet. Just type in American flag SVG free, and you'll be able to find your file and download it into your whatever program you have. Today I'm using Lightburn. I don't know. I started with the laser, so I'm most comfortable, and I can draw with it easily and go through steps easier than I can in VCarve. So what we started with here is American flag, 13 stripes, 50 stars, simple outline. We have our dimensions set in our computer. These are locked in. So what we're going to import what the customer wanted as far as uh, their blue line flag and what they wished for. So this customer wanted the Punisher. So everybody know the movie The Punisher. So right here we have our Punisher head. So what we do here is we select it. That's again all you have to type in on your computer is Punisher SVG file free. You'll find plenty of logos of the Punisher skull. I imported it, and what I'm going to do is I traced it, and now I'm already going to put it into my flag. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to size it, and what the customer wanted is to put it within the stars. Obviously, it's skull on top of the scars. Uh, Skull on top of scars. That's awesome. No. Skull on top of stars. We have some interference, so we're going to have to get rid of our stars here. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to start size the skull a little better, move it right in place, and we're going to start picking our stars to start eliminating here. So we start one, group them, group them, group them, group them, pick all the stars that we want eliminated, hit our magic button over here in a second, and what we do is we are going to eliminate those stars. Bam. Now I see here from my picture that I need to get rid of two more stars here along the eyes. Pretty freaky. Let me see if I get this better if I zoom in more and back out less. Okay, let's pick these two stars, get rid of them, bam. And now we're going to pick this file here. What we're going to do is surround the entire flag, pick it, and we're going to export it into my next program here. And my next program is the one that runs the CNC. So let's see what we got. Okay, and we're back. We're back into my next program. Sorry for the glare, but it's next to the windows. VCarve Pro. Okay, this is a program that I use to run the CNC. I imported my Punisher flag from the other program. I already set my dimensions to the piece of wood that I'm going to cut out, which is the white. The black lines are what I want engraved into the flag. So we pick. Now, how we pick is, if you notice here, if I highlight a star, I pick on a star, it turns pink. And that's what the computer knows that I want to get cut out. Okay. For purposes of time, film, and editing, I'm not going to sit here and pick every single one. I've already done that. Okay. I've done here is I told the computer I picked all the stars. I told the computer cut out the stars at once. I picked the stripes. See the stripes? I told the computer at one time cut out all the stripes. And of course the Punisher helmet. And the last thing is I added the customer's name to the bottom. Probably going to blur that out. If you notice a blur, just trying to keep people's privacy. I don't want to advertise. I mean, they're a civil servant, but I don't want to advertise everybody else's business down here. So what I do is when you pick this, for example, the stars, like I told you, you go over here to the top right of my screen over here. You're going to see top over here. Move the mouse over. We're into toolpaths. When I pick toolpaths, it's going to ask you what type of toolpath do you want to make. A profile, a pocket, V-carve. These are the essential ones that are going to use along with others. And what I do is when I go in that pocket toolpath, so say I want a pocket, it asks you what kind of bits do you want to use. The start depth, how deep you want to go, what type of bit, how many passes, what kind, climb, cut, how I want to cut. Move further down in the screen over here. The rate I wanted, how to cut into the wood and everything. I've already done this, like I said, for time constraints, just to give you some content today. Back out over here. And what I've done is I've already gone and close this. I've already picked all my tool paths. If you notice here, I named them. For example, we have, whoops, turn this back on. We have the Punisher skull that I'm going to be cutting out. It takes 3 bits to cut the Punisher skull. The stripes, the stars, the name, and you notice this extra one here. It says blue line pocket and the color blue. This is just for illustration purposes for my customer, so they know what they're getting. So the final product that they're going to be getting, this is why this program's awesome. It'll run up. What you can do is run a preview. What we're going to do. See, and you're already getting. So this is what the final product is going to be. Program allows for modeling purposes turn, see the backside 3D modeling view of what it'll be. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And like I said, if you come over here, it allows you to, when I hit this button over here, it says preview all toolpaths. So if I hit that button, it literally, I have it at a fast speed just so it can come out. You can see what the machine, how many cuts and the moves it'll do. Also, if I know it's not very clear probably on this, but you can tell how the pocket here of the star and the angles, if I manipulate the drawing here a little bit more, go over here, you can see how you get some depth into it. And the cool thing about this program also too is, for example, if you go on the bottom of the screen and you hold your cursor over it, it'll tell you -0.6 how deep that cut is. Very nice. Very, very expensive program, but this is what you need. So now that I have my program here, what we're going to do is we're going to load this onto a USB drive, and I'm going to take that USB drive and I'm going to load it into my CNC in the garage. I'll take some pictures of that, film it cutting so you can see how long it takes. But now we have to buy our material. I know boards at Lowe's, this is exactly 11.25. I have my flag is proportioned. This is approximately 21.5, a little less actually, but we just round off to 21.5 to make it a nice even measurement. So the flag looks proportionate. So we're going to go now to Lowe's, favorite big box store, and buy our material. It should be a 11.25 plank pine. I use pine because it's inexpensive. If you want a $300 or $400 flag, fine. I'll buy some walnut. I'll buy some poplar. But if you want the inexpensive flag, you get some pine. So let's head out to the big box store. Big box store it is. Let's go shopping for materials. Yay! Let's wait in line. Okay, we're here. So this is my selection. This is what I get. No big secret, premium pine. Not into the other hardwoods like the poplar and the oak, only because of the big price difference. My customers usually want to pay, a little bit less, so they're gonna have to get a little bit less quality of a flag, right? Yeah, right. But this is nice stuff, nice and hardwood. And come out some real nice stuff. But for today's flag, we're gonna make it out of pine. So we come out over here. I already know my dimensions. We're looking for right here. This is what I get. Common 1-inch board is reality 3/4 of an inch, 11 by 0.25. by 4 feet. So that means I can get 2 flags out of this board. So let's pick one and let's get on home. Well, it's not gonna be that one. Pro tip, don't get the first one. Sit here and pick out which one you want before you go home. All right, let's pick out one of these and let's get home. Okay, so you can see here I have 2 boards picked out. And I just wanted to show some. Just because it's made of a little bit more inexpensive material doesn't mean it have to be cheap. Inexpensive is the word here. So what you want to do is you want to check your boards for twist. You want to make sure that your boards are flat, perfectly flat. And what I noticed with this one, you can see this, is it is not flat. You notice this board here, it's flat on this end, and you can see how it runs up. See that gap over there? So you see this? Let's go to the other board over here, and it is perfectly flat. Now also you want to check long ways too. Check for any waves. And this board here, nice big dip in the center. So yeah, this would not be a quality board that I would get. So we're gonna go with the other board. So let's pick that one. Okay, my fellow YouTubers, thanks for coming back. Thanks for sticking with me. We just came back from our trip to the big box store. You know, the one with the big, starts with a, I ain't giving away nothing for free if they ain't paying me. So we just came back. Sorry for the noise in the background. Neighbor decided to do their roof today. South Florida. You know, we need a new roof every 10 years. So what I wanted to go over with you, I don't know if you caught it at the big box store, is our wood. Our wood is 11.25 inches across, and we have 24 inches wide. You saw I bought it for about 25 bucks. I can get cut in half. I can get, did I say 24 inches wide? No. This is not 24 inches wide. I totally messed up. Anyway, so 11.25 across, 48 inches is how big this piece of wood is, okay? So I can get 2 flags out of it. 24 and 24 makes 48. Hey, pass math class. So what we didn't go over in the box store, I tried to, but people are looking at me strange, and I'm not that type of guy. What you want to check for is twist in the board, okay? You want to make sure your board is perfectly aligned. You don't want your board to angle or twist. Big box stores usually sell construction lumber, so they don't care. They're just going to put it up. These framers are going to put it up and walk away and have a nice day. But we're trying to do a nice little project here, so you want to check for twist. So what I usually do is I just get a flat edge across, make sure it's actually flat. A lot of the boards are going to be bowed either way, obviously if you flip it. Also for the twist, you want to make sure it's straight, nice and straight across. So I check for that at the store, and we're pretty much good to go. Now as far as sanding, all I do is I'm going to put a light sand on it, very, very light. These are pretty much good to go. We're going to paint it with flat black spray paint. That's my go-to. I use the flats because the colors tend to come out truer, and then if you want gloss, all I do is just hit it with some gloss clear on the end. But we're going to paint it flat black first. That's how I get my design, and then we'll do the cutouts. You see the wood come out, look very nice. So let's get started. Well, I'm going to measure 24 inches, cut my flag, and then we are going to paint it. Then we're going to put it on the machine. I'll show you some fast editing on that, and you can see our design. Thanks. So move along here. Let's grab our tape measure. Let's grab our pencil. We're going to come over here. We're going to go 48 inches. We don't need 48. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here. We're going to mark 24. We're going to mark 24 on our top. We're going to mark 24 on our bottom. And we're going to get a nice straight line. From there, we take our straight line Take our ruler, nice 90 degrees. Gonna go to our bottom mark, the 24. Make sure it lines up with our top mark. Very true 90-degree edge. Gonna mark. Nice straight line, 24. We're gonna keep our straight edge, and then we're gonna move over here. I'm gonna get my circular saw over here. No, I'm not sponsored by Ryobi, but I pretty much should be because I spent a lot of freaking money with them. Adjust our depth on our blade. We want to make sure our blade is just enough that it goes through our wood. We don't want it to be to the point where I don't need to hang out 2 inches past the wood. I'm just cutting a 3/4 inch wood, just a little pass point to it. Go ahead and line up my mark here on our wood. Stay true, get our 90 degree, and let's cut. Sorry for the loud noise. Hopefully the wonders of editing will help out. So what we have now is 24 inches. Double check our measurement over here. Make sure we're on point. I don't know, can you see that? Where is it at? Right over here. Wonders of YouTube, editing. Edit that out later. We're on point, 24 inches. 11 1/4. And let's go. Let's make our flag. So for the purposes of YouTube, and luckily I double checked, this board is not 11 1/4. For some reason, it is almost 11 1/2. So got my table saw right there. I'm gonna double check that I have 11 1/4 from my fence to my saw blade, and I'm gonna have to rip these. So I'm gonna keep the camera on. It's gonna get a little loud, sorry, but hey, keep watching. So we're gonna take our boards here, come over here, and it's not gonna work because I'm not plugged in. That's the advantages of working in a small garage. You got to move around, move everything, extension cords, double check. But make do with what you got. Wise man once said, it's not the tool, it's the man behind the tool that makes it good. So, come over here. Watch me trip. We have 11 1/4 on our saw. Adjust my saw so it's just over the line. Come over here, gonna get loud. Maybe not so fast. Maybe I should turn on my saw. That always helps. Yeah, power on. All right, here we go. So just rip this top piece over here, verify our measurement one more time, and bam. 11 1/4 on the mark. You see? Big box store. They're just trying to get stuff out the store. So always trust but verify. Heard that before, right? Let me go rip this other piece of wood, 11.25, since I got the fence set up. And then we're going to come back and spray our black spray paint. There's the difference. 11.25 plus the kerf of the blade. We are good to go now. So I'm gonna wipe this off and we're gonna get back to it and we're gonna hit it with some spray paint. So this video keeps running, y'all keep seeing that I have absolutely no room in here. I'm a one-man band in a one-car garage. And for the amount of equipment that I have, it's a lot. Too much, almost. So I come over here to my spray paint center that you can't see behind this wall. Nothing special here. Flat black spray paint. What we're gonna do is, I'm gonna blow this off. Hold your ears. Inspect our wood. There's always going to be one side that's better than the other because of knots and twists in the grain. So always check. One side will always be better than the other. I like this one. I think we're going to go with this side right here. It's got a little dent right there. Now I could use this one and I try to determine where the dent's going to be before I use it. Sometimes I can get away with it. Sometimes the actual stripe will be cut out in it. I think I can get away with this one. So we are going to use this one. We'll save this piece for later in my magical big car garage. I'm going to blow this off one more time. We got some coverage and black spray paint. I hate it when you don't hear that little marble. All right. Nothing secretive here, just nice, even coats. And nothing like the spray can. I'm doing a great job at this YouTube stuff. Never ready. Stuff's coming up. Always prepared. Let me not spray paint my fingers today like I normally do. Wife loves that. She's always wondering, where have you been all day? And I don't know about you, but I am not a painter. I try my best. I've watched other guys on YouTube techniques. I don't know. Some people just have it, some people don't. I'm just one of those that obviously doesn't, because I try and try. I want to learn and it doesn't come out to be. So, sorry to give you my back over there, but very simple. Just flat black spray paint. Make sure you got over the edges covered. We'll go over with a light coat. I'll wait a couple minutes. I'll go over with a second coat. While we're waiting for that, I'm gonna get the machine ready, so hang on. Okay, and we're back. Got our piece of wood here that we're gonna use for this project. Right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clamp it to my wasteboard. What I do is I have a nice fence along here, makes it nice and square. I also have what I call this, my square jig. What I do is I come over here, because the way I set up my table, I come over here, I make sure my bottom is square and my sides are square, so that way when the machine cuts it square, lines are nice and square, my material isn't cockeyed. So now that I verify that, we're going to come over here and we're going to clamp our piece of wood down. What I like to do is I like to get a clamp or two to make sure that it doesn't move from anywhere. So clamp our material down. Notice it started biting on here. Let's clamp this front side. Okay. Oh, it's still waiting. Still waiting. And there we go. Finally, it's booted through. Maybe not. Ah, here we go. It's coming to life now. Loading. Home machine. You hit OK. You'll see it'll raise up our Z gantry. It'll move over and it'll come forward and home. While it's home, I'm going to take my dust extraction off. We already have our 1/4" bit that we start with here. I got my fancy our Z height. The machine knows exactly what depth the surface of the material that I'm cutting. I've already programmed how deep I want to go. So all the calculations made. Okay, with the magic of editing, let's get back to where we were. I'm going to set my Z height on my machine. The way I do that is with this tool right here. We're going to put it on the edge corner of our material. We're going to ground it to our machine. I'm going to set my machine to inches instead of metric, just because I'm American. And we're going to come over here and we are going to probe our Z height. I'm going to move my machine more. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to move this so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Sorry for the shakiness. Okay. Hopefully I was able to edit that out so you guys didn't get sick. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take my 1/4" bit and it's going to touch this surface right here. So it's going to know how high this material is and it's going to touch the corners and know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to my machine. It's going to say probe X, Y, and Z. We go over here, test probe connection. So what that means is I just got to make sure it's grounded. So it says connection complete. It's okay. We're going to hit OK. Next, it's going to ask me how big is my bit. My bit 0.25. That is a 1/4" bit in there. So perfect. So we're going to come back here. We're going to hit OK. Now it's going to start. You're going to see that it's going to come down and touch that circle once. It's going to verify its measurement. And then it's going to move. Now it's going to touch the side. One more time, verify. It's going to go to the other side, touch. Verify. And it's done. And back to home. So, remember what we were talking about earlier, home machine? If I home machine, this bearing would be resting against here. That's home for the machine. But now it knows that because of the measurements of this block, that this is always going to be 0. 0 is going to be the corner of my material. It's always in line. So it always knows what the starting point is. From there, we're going to come over here. We're going to go to our trusted machine. We're going to load our file. We're going to go into our file bank. We're going to hit OK. It was homed. We're going to hit our files. Okay. First cut I want to make is we're going to go here and we're going to make our stripes just so you can see some magic happening. So we're going to hit stripes. Clear. That's my 1/4" bit. We're going to go down here, hit open. I'm going to make sure that file is loaded. Punisher pocket stripes clear. And we're going to be ready to cut. So let me raise my Z height again. It's going to be loud, but I'm going to set it on time lapse and put some nice soft music to it so you guys aren't going crazy. So you guys see how long this takes. So let me back this up and set that up. And thanks for watching. Satin, and I'm going to seal the green. Reason why I'm going to seal the green is because I'm going to add epoxy into this line, and I don't want the epoxy seeping in. If the grain's not sealed, it tends to bleed everywhere. So we're going to seal the grain, then we're going to come back and put some blue epoxy in. After the blue epoxy is in and settled overnight, what we're going to do is we're going to cut this edge off right here, and we'll have a nice, perfect flag. Not bad for a Saturday afternoon. All right, here we go. All right, and we're back. And like I said, nothing special here, just clear satin. Just gonna go. Just gonna put a light coat, because all I want to do is just make sure that I seal that grain like I told. Put it on, nice. And now we'll just wait epoxy for the clear to dry, and we'll put our epoxy on. So you don't have to sit here and worry all the high bumps and stuff. And to get the air bubbles out, it's easier than you think too. I'll show you that in a second here after we pour. Just want to make sure I try to get a nice, even, uniform coating all the way across. Fill in some of the gaps. I like the stuff. This blue really glitters. I mean, when it's dry and it's like translucent, so you can still see the grain through it. Oh, I think this is like the best thing in the world. So I've been doing this for a while, so you can see I know about what exactly is the perfect amount for this. So one more time, heat gun. All we're going to do is I'm going to grab the camera here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay. I'm going to move over to the back side. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my heat gun here, blow it up, zoom in, and you're going to see, I'm just going to apply heat. You're going to see all those little spots, air bubbles. It's removing all the air. Leveling out the epoxy. That's it. I've seen a lot of people use like blow torches and stuff, but again, not exactly needed because I don't want to mess up the paint and the clear on this. Like I said, I just go over it a couple times, get the air bubbles out.